living with Jimmy B.
Please like, share, and subscribe and hit the notification bell so you'll be notified each time I post another video. Hello, and welcome to this episode of Living with Jimmy B. Today I have chicken breast stuffed with 8 cheeses and spinach. So I have my cast iron skillet preheated, and I have my bacon. And normally I would have it stiff. Almost frozen, but not frozen. But since I don't have it that way, I'm just gonna cut it with my scissors, my kitchen scissors, that I only use for the kitchen. Hint, hint. But ideally, you would be able to chop this really easy if it were if you put it in the freezer for 20 minutes. But since I didn't do that, and it was in the refrigerator, just going to use my shears to do it. They can make everything taste better, more better. Yeah, so we got this chopped up, and I'm just gonna make sure that this is sitting the surface. This one needs to get a nice sear on there. Okay, so I was looking for this. I just washed it and looking for it. So I'm just going to put a couple cloves of garlic in there. Ooh, that garlic smells good. And I'm going to take a couple tablespoons, heaping tablespoons of flour, all-purpose flour. I'm going to make a roux. So I'm going to brown this, and I've timed it where the bacon is crispy, but not quite as crispy as I want it to be. So it's done, but it's not quite where I want it to be. So I'm timing it because I'm taking it into account that I'm adding my garlic. I don't want my garlic to burn, so I put it in at a certain point. And then, of course, I want to brown my flour, so I'm just adding that right now while the bacon is still cooking. So you have to take into account that your bacon is still cooking. You could take the bacon out and do 2 steps, but it's not going to hurt it to be in there. You can see that the bacon gets actually a little smaller as it cooks. It kind of curls up. So if you're worried about your pieces not being small enough, the bacon actually gets smaller as it cooks. It just kind of curdles. Okay, so I have some heavy cream, and I'm just going to add that heavy cream. You can see it just sops up all of that bacon grease. So reduce this. Add a little bit of chicken bouillon. I like chicken bouillon. So reduce this significantly. A little bit of water in there. Just a little bit. And this is how actually you can use grease, or you can use milk that is it's a little bit curdled actually. If you have some milk that might be a little bit spoiled, you can actually use it because it's going to give it more flavor. Put some fish sauce in there. Thyme. So I have my cream cheese. I like to add cream cheese. Just makes everything velvety. I'm just going to let this melt down. I'm going to add some ricotta cheese. I like ricotta cheese. So add that. I'm just going to Parmesan, grated Parmesan. And I'm just gonna add that. I'm just gonna melt this down, mix it together. I'm just gonna add some onion powder. Milk onion powder, about 2 tablespoons of onion powder. This is the consistency I'm looking for. I don't want it to be runny because I don't want it to ooze out of my chicken breast. So I'm just heating this so that I can just melt all those ingredients together. And the Parmesan does have salt in it, so you want to take that into account. And oregano is optional, but I'm just going to add a little bit of oregano because I like oregano. And you can see making the roux, it just sops up all that oil so that you don't have, so that your cheese mixture doesn't break. And what I mean by breaking is it has puddles of oil. So this prevents that from happening. Okay, so I'm really big on using whatever cheeses I have, and I have this 5-cheese Italian blend. And I'm just gonna add that in there. I mean, whatever I have to do, use up my cheeses that I already have. And I have sharp cheddar. I like to use up my cheeses that I already have, you know. And sour cream just makes it gives it a lighter consistency. So I like to use sour cream. It just makes it fluffy. It makes your cheese mixture fluffier. Is it an 8-ounce container? Yeah, I think it's an 8-ounce container. So I think it was about 6 ounces in there. So I just use this, I'm really big on using everything in my kitchen. You know, I don't like to waste food, and I think that that's the sign of a good chef. You know, an awesome chef that wastes food, by all means, let me know. I haven't run into one, and I most certainly don't like to waste food. I like to keep everything. So this is nothing but wax. I'm gonna get rid of this. This is wax. So it doesn't do anything to the food. So I'm just gonna shred some of this Gouda. Oh, I love Gouda. It melts well. I'm crazy about me some Gouda. It is expensive. You know, it is an expensive cheese. I'm not gonna lie to you. You're gonna spend some money on some Gouda. But it's good flavor, and it melts well. It really melts well. So I think I used about a quarter of a cup of that. And mix this together. Mixed together. And one of the things that I like a little kick. So I have a jalapeno pepper. So I'm just gonna grate a little bit of that jalapeno in there. I like a little bit of a kick. In everything that I eat, I like a little bit of a kick. And that's just my preference. We got that mixed in there. And so we're ready for our next step. So I'll see you back. So I have some mozzarella cheese. And I like the mozzarella cheese not so much for the flavor. The flavor is good, don't get me wrong. But I like the texture that it adds. It gives it, I don't know, mozzarella cheese gives you a really nice texture where it becomes gooey. And so it's helping you to create the texture that you want with your food, with your cheese. So I like mozzarella cheese in that respect, because when you cut into something and it has some mozzarella cheese in it, it's just gooey. And I like that. And so for that reason, I like to add my mozzarella cheese just to give it that texture that I like. More so the texture than the actual taste of the mozzarella cheese. I have my drained spinach, and I've used napkins to drain it, because I wanted to get the moisture out of it before I added it to. And this is frozen spinach. Spinach doesn't have, it's not very hardy. I think I may try the same recipe with collard greens, because collard greens are hardier. But so you don't want to cook your spinach before you mix it in here, because it's not something that can hold up. It doesn't hold up very well. So you want to put raw spinach in there, and you want to make sure you get all the moisture out of it. Even if you buy fresh spinach, it still has a lot of moisture in it that you want to extract, or else it'll like interfere with your dish. It'll make it like puddly. Is that a word? Puddly? It's watery. Spinach is very watery. So you want to make sure that you add some more mozzarella in here. I don't know why, but you know, maybe I'm a glutton for punishment in terms of cleaning, but I don't want it in here anymore. And I'm just creating more things for me to clean, but that's all good. It's all good. I'm the one that's gonna have to clean it. Nobody else is. So I have my chicken breasts. And so I just wanna create a pocket. Yeah, I think this one is doing what I wanted to do. Here's another one. I'm just gonna get rid of this fat right here. I seasoned my chicken breast with seasoning salt, adobo, and onion powder. together. And this is going to go in the refrigerator overnight. Go in the refrigerator overnight. We have all-purpose flour. Put about 3 cups of flour in here. It's all-purpose flour. That's my adobo, which is a seasoning, salt. Here's my onion powder. 3 tablespoons. The seasoning salt already has garlic in it, but I like extra. So I'm gonna add about a tablespoon of garlic powder. And about a tablespoon of oregano, maybe a teaspoon. Thyme. About a teaspoon of thyme. MSG. About a teaspoon. White pepper. About a teaspoon. And a tablespoon of granulated sugar. I like sugar. You actually don't taste that the sugar is in there. You can't even taste it, but it just mellows out the taste. I don't know why, but it does. It just mellows it out. I like it. I'm gonna add a tablespoon of baking powder. If you have self-rising flour, then you don't have to add the baking powder. But of course, I don't. I have all-purpose, so add the baking powder. A little cayenne, just a dash of cayenne. Seasoning salt. And here's my celery salt. Finally found it. So the celery salt, the seasoning salt, and the adobo all have salt in them, so it's not necessary to add any additional salt. So I have my chicken breasts out of the refrigerator, and I have my rack. So I want to have these sitting up. I don't want these to make direct contact with the surface of this. So make sure we have it nice and closed. Just gonna give this a nice dredge in the flour, and we want this to rest because we want any moisture to just be absorbed by the flour. One day I'm gonna have a big island and I can do all this kind of stuff and have plenty of room. One day, that's my dream kitchen. It's coming. Thank you. Thank you. Salivating just making this. It's not even cooked yet. It's just gonna be so good. Like Miriam says, it's so good. I checked her channel out. Really wish I had more space on here for these. I really do. Okay, so we're back, and I'm just going to, I think 3 eggs will do it for this. I think I need more than 3. 4, probably, just to be safe. It's always good to crack your eggs on a flat surface. This. You know what? I'm gonna thin this out just a little bit with some water. So these mammoth chicken breasts ready to be coated. Get it all in there real good. You know, they say, oh, use one hand for your dry and one with your for your wet, and I always end up using both. So no matter how much I try, I always end up using both hands whenever. I don't discriminate on which hands I use. Making it do what it do. One more to go. Worked out perfect. All right, so we're ready to fry these suckers up. So I'll see you back. Okay, so my grease is nice and hot, and I'm just going to add chicken breasts one by one. I'm not looking to cook these all the way till they're done. I just want to get a nice color on them, and then once I get the color on them that I want, I'm going to finish them in the oven, low and slow. I think I can fit 3 in here comfortably. One more, it's not gonna fit. So it's been about 2.5 minutes, and you want to avoid handling it or moving it or anything for the first 2.5, 3 minutes, so that you can get that crust to set in really nicely, because you don't want it chipping off. So you want to make sure that you don't bother it for the first 2.5 minutes. So I think I got a nice enough crust on here where I can see what's going on at the bottom. And it's got a little ways to go at the bottom. And so I'm just checking it to see what it's looking like. And it's coming along just fine. It's got a few more minutes. So I want to get a nice golden color on it. This one is ready to be flipped, actually. This one is ready. So I'm just going to try to flip this around. And these other ones, they need a couple more minutes. Sometimes you have hot spots, so it's good to alternate your eye just a little bit, because you're going to have hot spots. And so you want to make sure that you take into account that the chicken may not cook at the same rate. And it may also have to do, it's just hot, getting hot in here. You know, it could have to do with the size. Leave a comment, let me know what you think. I mean, it could be a number of factors. And now that I have this turned, just for the sake of the color, I love a nice color on my chicken. So I'm just going to sprinkle some sesame on here, and I like to do it while it's hot, because it just seems to melt into the chicken when you do it this way. So just get a nice color on there. We're just going to go ahead and flip this one. Just give it a nice douse of the sesame, just for color. It adds flavor, but it also, I like the color. You can use paprika too. Paprika works well. Okay, so I am ready to just give this a nice turn. I just want to turn it on its side. just like that. There we go. Turning these on their sides right now. Okay, so I'm ready to turn it on the other side. Give it a nice sear. On this side, I should be using these tongs. And now we're ready to put this one on this side. Looking pretty. So these are pretty much ready to come out of the grease. I'm gonna let them rest. And you can actually do this the day before your dinner, and then just finish them in the oven at 205 for a couple of hours. That'll free your time up when you have a dinner party, so that you're not rushing to do everything. You gotta get dressed when you're inviting guests, and so this frees you up to do all that, and it makes you look like a pro because you've gotten a lot of this out of the way. Let's see. Just gonna go ahead and put this one down right here so I can free up some space. This is ready to come out. So I'm just gonna finish this one out. And doesn't this look beautiful? I mean, it looks gorgeous. Awesome. And that cheese didn't leak out. I'm so happy about that. It's looking good. Thank you so much, Stovetop Kisses. I am enjoying making this recipe.
We're living it up, up, up. We're living that good life. We're living with Jimmy B. We're living it up, up, up. We're living that good life. We're living with Jimmy B.
Please like, share, and subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you'll be notified each time I post another video.